I got a question. Who is the best player in the NBA? Like, really, who's the best player in the NBA? Yo, drink the coffee and make you feel better. Prince Sports coming at you. The NBA season is over. All year long, we've been getting fool's gold, teams that got seedings that don't deserve to be seeded the way they are. But I learned one thing from watching this year's NBA. A new era has kicked in. And that new era is I don't give a fuck about the regular season. Players don't care about it, so why should I? And
Coffee's for closers only.
And a lot of the regular season is fool's gold. You can't even tell who's a true title contender anymore. An AFC could be a true title contender because they bullshit throughout the whole regular season because they know they could still make the playoffs. A top seeded team is just top seeded because somebody got to win games. So they're just going to win games that's given away by the teams that's really better than them. What a fucked up NBA season. Can you answer me this question at the top of the video? Who's the best player in the NBA then? Because we can't go by the regular season criteria no more because every team got like a superstar on it. And at this point, multiple players are scoring over 30 plus points a game because it's so easy to score. Who's the best player in the NBA? Now, I do get 5 players that I think stand out a little bit, but how do I know if they're really the best players in the league? Like, for instance, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Milwaukee Bucks may be going home in the first round. So why is a player like Giannis Antetokounmpo playing with another all-star like Dame going home in the first round? Right? Shouldn't he be elite enough to move further in? Because they said the playoffs is for boys, but I mean the regular season is for boys, but the playoffs is for men. That's where legends become, right? So if that's the case, I think that's a little opposite. I think legends are born in the playoffs, but men do play the regular season, not boys. But anyway, if you was going to say Giannis the best player in the world, but then he's going home in the first round and he's supposed to be on the title contender, that don't look right. What about KD? All right? He just barely made the postseason. Is he really the best player in the league? LeBron James, off and on, don't play one end of the floor, just looks to score and stat sheet and fill up that stat sheet. Is he the best player in the league? What about the Joker? Okay, he has a good valid case. He's a defending champ, right? He's probably one of the few guys that has a defending chance of saying I'm the best player in the world. What about a Joel Embiid? Up until he got injured, he was right there behind a lot of players. A Steph Curry, even though he's on a losing team, some of y'all say he was the top 5 best player in the world. So who really is the best player in the NBA? What about a Luka, right? But they're the 5th seed. So that means they're in the middle, they're in the gray zone. So there's no criteria to tell who's really the best because every player got stats and it's really hard to indicate who's the best player. Either players don't give a fuck. The league has become so bad that nothing matters. Nothing is important anymore till you get to the postseason. And even the postseason is fool's gold because the bottom seeded teams are really the top title contenders now because they bullshit through half the whole season. No? How do you look like saying a guy like Joel Embiid or Jason Tatum is the best player in the world if they can't win? They're all getting waxed by Jimmy Butler, right? And Jimmy Butler is not presumed as a top player in the league, but yet he's one of the most feared players come postseason time. So who's the top 5 best players in the world? Now I could tell you is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is one, but he's a baby and he got a full gold record. Anthony Edwards, am I really going to appoint him in the top 5 already? I mean, like, who is it? Who's the best player in basketball? By default, the only guy you could probably mention that at least have some credentials, credit behind it right, is fucking the Joker because he won the championship, and he was a MVP candidate even this season. And they grab a top seeded position in the Western Conference. So they stay winning. Denver Nuggets stay winning. So by default, that's probably the best player in the world. Because I can't trust the rest of those guys. How you look saying Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, top 5 player, but he go home in the first round to LeBron, if that's the case, right? Steph Curry, one of the top 5 best players in the world, but he don't even make the postseason. Let it make sense. So fucking confusing, man. Sports out. Peace.